congratulations on this project. It's fantastic. It's very action packed. How do you begin to choreograph a fight for a movie like this where there's so much going on while there's fighting?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, how to start? I think I look at the characters and then I try to find for the actors what suit them first. And then once I figure that out, I choreograph the action camera movements, right? So it's also part of the choreography. What I always like to say. So yeah, and why so much is going on? I think Bill's voiceover, voice voiceover. I mean, a lot of things, a lot of magic is happening in the edit. Also, it's not like everything is perfectly planned, right? Planned out, but like yeah, most of the stuff you have to consider a lot of location changes on set on the day, which was sometimes a little bit difficult with the purposes we already created. So, and sometimes we also did not shoot in the chronological order. That also made it like a little bit difficult. But like, yeah, overall, it's always a blessing how things come together at the end of the day. So yeah.
Definitely. You have a very cooperative process for you. You have to work with the director, with the cinematographer, with the actor. How difficult is it to get all three, everybody like on in the loop in order to make these fight scenes work? Because they seem very
Hmm.
fluid and like they're happening at a very fast pace.
Yeah. I think if we would do it this way, I don't think it will work because the DOP has sometimes a very strong-minded vision, and then so the great thing is that and the DOP was great. Kudos to Peter on this movie. But the great thing is that I had my own action unit on this project, so I was basically the action director. So there was a great thing that happened that Moritz trusted me so much that he say, "Hey, David, just do your thing." He also saw the purposes I created, so this way he somehow knew what will happen. So everything was fine this way. Yeah, what was your second question? Did I forget something?
I know that's it.
Uh,
In talking about Bill, how thrilled were you to be working with somebody of his caliber who's very much physical and can do a lot of these stunts?
yeah, I remember we had Bill over in Berlin to check out his movements, to check out how he can move. So we gave him a gun. We did some shoot training with one of my buddies, Anthony Yen, who is very great with guns and tactical stuff. Then I did some knife work with him, and we just looked at his shapes.
Mhm.
And as I trained in a very similar style as Yayan from the Raid movies, I somehow like the idea that shaman gives the same style to boy, right? So he adapts, he gets the style of the master, which is very funny because Bill is so huge and Yayan is so small. So he's fighting actually in a style a smaller person would fight. So that's why we have all of the lower stances with Bill. And yeah, Bill was amazing. He was nailing it. He trusted a lot from a creative point of view. And what I really love about Bill is that he could express so many so he put so much acting inside the movements in, right? So and that was a big blessing because it was not like there was a separation between that's acting and that's fighting. No, he put it very nicely together. It was a great balance between these two, and I believe there's no separation between these two things, and I think that's what makes the action also so great.
Awesome. What is your martial arts background?
Ah, I started. I wanted to fly when I was younger, so I started with shouting kung fu to do all of the cool flips, right? And of course, Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles were like the things for me. Oh, now I want to do the same thing, right? And then I switched to Taekwondo. Then I did Muay Thai, and then through Muay Thai, I was more interested into the Southeast Asian martial arts. That's where I explored the Indonesian Sumatran styles. Also, there are so many Pencak Silat styles, the Filipino martial arts, right? So I got very much into the Southeast Asian martial arts things. As I love the mysterious fighting styles, I always like to look at movement patterns that are a little bit different. And I think that's what draws me to the Southeast Asian martial arts. But like, yeah, as an action director slash choreographer, I have to pick up things from every soup and make the actor shine as good as I can in order to see, hey, this sort of shape suits this actor. Let's take martial arts from this area out, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Having your background, how difficult is it to, or how easy was it to create these sequences? Because it seems like there is a lot of different little mixes of different martial arts put into each fight scene.
Yeah. I think there are two difficulties. One, you have the shooting on set,
Hmm.
which sometimes you don't have time. You have to finish the sequence in a different way, how you originally planned it, right? So that's a one difficulty to improvise on set in a stressful moment to say, okay, no, we need the lights over here. We need to do this because we don't have time, right?
Hmm.
But then we have the creative process, which happens earlier while I create the premises. And this can be also it can be also very tiring because you're constantly thinking, you think about new movements. What are the movements we haven't seen yet, right? And I think that's the most tiring, but at the same time most fun uh, thing to do because you're trying to be creative and it can be tiring. On set, it's more physical where your body is like you become like very tired on set, right? So yeah.
Definitely. And safety is the biggest concern about when doing these choreographies. How do you prepare and for with actors so they can be safe while making these movements and you know get them to look good while being safe?
Yeah. I always tell them, hey, look, when we do this movie, big injuries can happen. Just kidding. No, that's not the way how we do it, right? Uh, the great thing is, I say you have to work out a lot. It's not gonna be easy as I try to push the actors to do as much as they can because I think it's easier to just take a stunty and let the stuntman perform it rather than, hey, I think we accomplish something very amazing because the actor is doing the most thing. Safety is priority. I always like to make it look very dangerous, but make it also super, super safety at the same time. So it's a lot of rehearsal, it's a lot of planning. Everything is rehearsed slow. And then once we see it's safe, we increase the speed in these movements, in these techniques. We say, okay. And then I also discover, oh, this is dangerous with this actor. This is dangerous with this actor. Should not do this, but let's come up with a different tactic. So there's a lot of experimental, there's a big experimental procedure also in that, figuring out what is safe, but what is also amazing for that specific character in the movie.
Awesome. Well, thank
Yeah.
you very much for your time. This has been a very awesome project.
Thank you so much for having me.